Okay, today's Saturday. It's 2:18 a.m. It is February 21st. It's already it's already the second month of February is almost over. The plan is still the same, and it cannot be altered. It must be done this way. If I alter it for any reason, then I'm not proving out. Uh, I'm not proving out my edge in trading. I have to prove out my edge in my trading before I transition into live accounts. I spent the past 5 years losing every penny that I had, okay? And it didn't work. Of course, I learned something, but still, I have not consistently taken money out of the market. Before I go into big numbers, I have to prove it out in small numbers. Right now, it's going to be zero numbers because I'll be using demo counts. There won't be much highlights except the techniques of trading, okay? The techniques of tradings will be the highlights. So the plan to recount is this. I will pass 10 demo counts without failing in between, okay? And I'm going to remain in demo however long it takes. I could be 10 more years from today, but I still have to stay with the plan. Because if I don't stay with the plan, then it could be another 10 years before I do anything anyway, but the cost would be more, which is more than free, okay? So right now, I'm taking advantage of FTMO's free trial challenges, and I'm going to keep doing that until I become satisfactorily, until I am satisfied with my progress as a day trader, okay? So in the meantime, what I have to do is pray to God that I have employment as a prep cook, and then I pray to God that people will go to the restaurant so that I would have work to do, okay? So those are the things that's left in God's hands. And in the meantime, as I stated, I'm going to pass 10 demo challenges. It's easier because it's only 5%, okay? But I'm going to do that 10 times, and I cannot change that in any way. I have to do it. I have to pass it 10 times, okay? Only after I pass it 10 times without failing, then I will go into the next phase, which is the 5K. I was on this road before. I had 2 payouts with the 5K, but I have to do it again because I've forgotten how I got there, even though I got paid twice. Okay? So then I'm going to go to the 5K, and then as soon as I get a payout from the 5K, and that is sufficiently enough to pay for the 10K, then I will go into the 10K. And then once I am funded with the 10K and I get a payout enough for me to buy the 50K, then I will buy the 50K. And I'm going to repeat this until I get to 200K, okay? And then after I get a consistent payouts at the 200K, then I can use that fund to fund my live accounts with now I think it's called E-Trade now. Is it E-Trade, or I think was E-Trade bought out? I think it may have been bought out, but then I'll switch to the brokerage firm, and then I will use that to trade the options. Okay, that's the plan, and I cannot waver. Despite it might take forever. Okay, it might take forever because of these two things. Okay, there's a couple things that are still plaguing my trading. Okay, so there are 2 instances where my setups, my setup, there are three setups that I'm using, but there are two primary setups that I use most. The first one is the soft support, which essentially is anytime it has a trend reversal, I take that trade. Okay, that that there's it happens quite often. It happens more so when it's in a range bound situation, and when the range is wider, it does happen, but it has a bigger move. Okay, so in those two areas, I can take advantage of. Then there's the break and retest strategy, which is the breakout strategy, which is the third one, which is essentially if it breaches a resistance or support, then I take that breakout trade. There are subtle things that causes it to not work, okay? And so I got to be careful about that, and I need to so it's for the past week. Now I've been trading the demo. The first, I'm going to count this as the first one because I traded a couple times. I traded the funded next, and I passed, and I failed, and I passed, and then I went to I went to the FTMO. I passed and I failed. I passed and failed. Okay, so now I'm looking into it. So what the issue is this? I don't know with a high degree of statistical probability whether when I take that trade, even when I see this, and I see this, I don't know to a certain degree. I'm confused. I don't know what it's going to do. So now I'm on the road to figure out how I can enhance the predictability of that soft support setup. And also, I'm a little confused about the breakout as well because I don't know. Okay, so I could take a trade when something is doing a pullback and then coming back because that is essentially a break and retest. Anytime it goes up and pulls back, that is essentially a break and retest kind of a situation. So I can take that trade. So there are some unknowns on how I should enter into it. So essentially, I would have to see I would have to see some sort of momentum that builds up. Something tells me that okay, so it's building up now. It's gonna move up. Okay, something has to. I have to figure out what that is. What is that? Okay. Obviously, the change of momentum occurred, and that's why the price is moving up because of the change in the current condition. Either buying is being done because of outswing that causes a pullback that to occur, or maybe some catalyst that caused it to move from that original intent to move to the other side. So then that requires like the answer to this situation where then why does a pullback occur, right? Same thing, right? Because there could be a couple things that's happening. One of the things is that there could be profit taking at that point, okay? Right around where that resistance is after it broke through, pulls back, and then it swings back up. Swinging back up means that so what that means is the price has been suppressed because there's selling going on for that period for people who are taking profits within that area. And then once that profit taking has been exhausted, then it will ensue and then start going back up. So that's the reason why. Okay, so I could go into. I suppose if I'm. So I need to concretely understand the mechanisms that causes the price to move from as it pulls back and then reverses back up. Okay, so that's another area. So I get confused on the first part, which is the soft support, and the breakout is confusion because even if it breaks out, sometimes it'll just pull right back down, and so it goes back within the range instead of breaking out. And so what are the mechanisms? So there is some confusion there. So I need to iron that out as well to improve upon my efficacy in taking that trade. And the second part of the soft support is when it comes back and it goes up. Now, how does that breakout occur? Okay, how does that breakout occur? Because usually what happens when something comes down, bounces up, and then comes back, and it loiters a little bit and then goes back up. Usually that's what happens before the momentum changes. Some in many instances, momentum doesn't immediately change. It goes down, pulls back up, and then comes back and retests that support area before. If it does go up, it does go up, then it has to bounce up. In many instances, it doesn't happen all the time, right? Sometimes what it'll do is if the price is moves so quickly, it'll just bounce right back. But sometimes what it would do is, if the price moves at a certain momentum and a certain angle, it'll bounce up and then come back down and then retest it, decides whatever to do, and then starts going up. Okay, so that's how it works. So there's a couple of unknowns that I need to address in order to propel my trading to a higher degree of success and a higher magnitude in the amount of risk that I take. Okay, so that is the plan. And I told myself I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here thinking about what's going on in my life and how I'm missing out on life, and it's like I'm licking my wounds right now, right? I'm licking my wounds, and I'm saying to myself, success hasn't been here yet. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I could be making these videos that without success for the next 10 years. But I keep telling myself, I said, hey, don't give up. Okay, don't give up. Okay, don't give up. If you give up, sure. And I'm feeling I'm at this point at this point in my career as a day trader, I'm seeing a little bit of glimmer of hope, but it's not there yet. And then as I'm sitting here on a Saturday right now, okay, and the outside temperature is very cold. Okay, it's freezing below right now because there was a second wave of snow that came in, and I'm talking to myself. I'm saying, hey, don't give up. Don't give up. If you give up, what are you going to do? What reality is, if you give up, what are you going to do? Okay, this is a worthwhile thing to go for anyway. What other challenges are out there that you can start? But it'll take another 5 to 10 years if I do something else anyway. Okay, so what if everybody has given up on you? Okay, so what? So what if everybody in the world who has just given up on you? But if you give up on yourself, then who's gonna take care of you? Okay, so you can't give up. You have to keep doing this. Okay, you have to. So now I'm talking to myself. I'm saying, okay, that's the plan. I'm gonna stick with it. I have to do this. Okay, I have to do this. I don't know how long it's going to take, but once I get there, I know how to train other people, right? I know. Once I get there, then I know how I got there, and so I could help other people, right? Right? Okay? But why would I want to help other people? Why? I'm just documenting my journey. So whoever. So the plan is this. The second phase is when and if I ever become profitable. Okay? I made a promise to God that I will buy a suit and I'll go to church. Okay? Okay? That's it. That's a promise that I will keep. I don't know when that's going to happen. I may have snow on my head and snow on my as a beard, right? I could have like beard that's all white and all white on top, okay? And my eyebrows may turn all white too, okay? It might take that long, okay? It just might take that long to solve this, to get to the point where I'm profitable consistently in a sufficient amount of money so that I can live off of it. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but and whatever I document may be talking about the same thing over and over for years and years and years. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Okay. But what I know is that I'll be at least 61 years old when I regain my freedom. Okay. I will literally be 61 years old before I regain my freedom. 61, 62, I don't know. When it happens, it'll be great. But I've crossed the halfway point. I've crossed the halfway point of my probation. Okay? something that I did not do and falsely accused and falsely convicted, but it's past the halfway point. Okay, it's past the halfway point. Okay, just has to endure for another less than 5 years of this. Okay, and then all I have to do is pay off that restitution somehow. I don't know. It may come out of my Social Security, but the payments will. I mean, I may end up paying for the rest of my life. But when those two pass away, then it stops because there's nobody to give to, right? So they might pass away before I finish paying off this restitution. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna happen. But somehow, if I become profitable, somehow, if I become profitable, okay, if I become profitable, this will be worthwhile, okay. And what I thought about this too as I was sitting here, uh, you know, I wasn't the best father. Uh, I wasn't the best father, and as I'm studying this Brooks, it's an hour, 1 hour, 2 minutes video about 3 patterns every trader and investor should know. Okay, I'm looking at it. I'm saying, man, I can look at this for hours and hours, but I still don't understand it. I have no idea what he's talking about. I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about. He's talking about wedges, talking about like I don't know what the heck he's talking about. I still don't understand what he's talking about. Even though I reviewed this time and time again, I still don't understand it. Okay, I still don't understand it. Okay, but the reality, but the situation is, I'm sitting here, and I wasn't the best father, and I was thinking about this. And people go through phases in life when not everybody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Okay, nobody's perfect. I have my shortcomings, and these shortcomings have been a detrimental thing in my life, and I couldn't do anything about it because I didn't know. I don't know. Okay, life comes at me, and I don't know how to handle the situation. New situations enter into my life, and I don't know how to handle it. And that new situation could end positively or negatively, and that negative situation could undermine my health too. And it happens, and I ran into that multiple times, and that's why I'm here. I'm sitting here, licking my wounds, and trying to stay motivated in trading. Okay, I'm trying to stay motivated in my trading, but still, this consistent, sufficient trading for a living lifestyle has not come to me yet. It hasn't come to me yet. It still has eluded me. But at least at this point, what I can do is to keep going. Okay. So what I said to myself is this: I pray that my kids. I pray that my kids are well off. Okay. I pray that my ex-wife is well off. Okay. Really, in life right now, the only attachment that I have are essentially my kids and hoping for the best for my ex-wife, because she's the co-creator of our kids, and I want the best for them. And whatever the situation is, I pray that they're doing well. Okay, that's what I want them to do. But the thing is, what I need to do as my part, my job right now, is to endure the situation. And however long it takes, my success is a demonstration to my ex-wife and my kids that they did the right thing. They exist because there is some good in me, and there is some sort of smarts in me that allowed me to get to this point of being profitable. That's the ultimate, essentially, it may be my last thing that I do here on earth, but my progress towards that direction, and documenting all this on Facebook, and the things that I am encounter in life, I can document it on Facebook, and then I can document it on YouTube, so that my kids will be able to see that later on if they choose to do that. I've noticed that my cousins, because my cousins, their parents passed away early, okay? And so their aunt had to raise them. But they keep wondering about their past. They're wondering how things went. And so what I want to do is leave a legacy, so that even though I may be living this life without success for the rest of my life, right? I may not even go to church. Okay? Who knows? Because the idea is for me to get that funded account, get a payout, take that money and buy the suit and go to church. But I may never get there. I may never happen. Okay? God may have said, yeah, your time in church was probably it, and you don't need to go to church anymore. Okay? So that's it. All right? That's it, right? It could happen that way. I may never put my footstep inside church. It may never occur. Okay? And I may never be profitable. It may take me the rest of my life to figure this out. But the idea is to demonstrate to my kids, okay? To demonstrate to my kids that I am good, okay? And I follow the law, despite the fact that life had done this to me, okay? Out of spite, I want to make sure that my kids know what these siblings did to me. Okay, will not at the core change me in a negative way. I want to demonstrate that is the success. There's a win-win-win kind of situation. Okay, my win, even if I don't win, is a win because I'm spending my time productively here on earth, okay, for the rest of my life. It may take me the rest of my life, okay? And people will say, boy, what a fool. What a stinking fool. He's wasting his life trying to get this work. And he's denying himself. Okay? What a fool. He's been working on this for so many years. But I still have to do it. And I'm going to do it. Because I want to demonstrate to my kids, despite the hardships and the unfair treatment that I've received, I'm going to finish it out. Okay? I'm going to finish it out. I'm going to make the best of this situation. Okay? That's the proof that I want to show to my kids. Whether I succeed as a day trader is irrelevant. It would be nice if I am successful, but I'm going to keep doing this because that is a win itself. So as I was sitting here and I'm like thinking, and I'm isolated, and I want to isolate myself too because normal people don't do this and they don't understand what I'm going through. Okay? Normal people who are not traders don't know what I'm going through. Okay? They don't know. Okay? They don't know. They think, what a stupid fool. What a stupid fool you are. It's never going to work. You're just wasting your time. You're a stupid fool. Okay? You're wasting your life away. You spent 5 years already and you haven't been able to get this working. But I know what this win means for me. I know what this win means for me. Okay? Even if I don't succeed as a trader, I know what this means. I will have spent the best 10 years of my life until this probation ends, okay? That I will have spent all my time doing something worthwhile to demonstrate to my kids, despite the fact that life had treated me this way, that I have spent it in the best manner, something that they could be proud of. And within that time, I want to divulge everything about myself so that if they are interested, if they are curious about who I am later on down the road, because they might be really busy right now. They graduated. When they were going to college, they were busy because they were working while they were going to college. So they were busy. And then now that they hopefully they have jobs and they're working, so that's going to keep them busy. But when they have this, when they look back, they want to see that 50% of them who is making up that 50%? They have some place to go to, because it's gonna have a digital record of me, okay, on Facebook and on YouTube, so they can go back to it and see what I have been going through, so that they can reflect on it to see who they are. That other half of them is me, so they'll be able to look back on it. So this journey is a journey, is a self discovery, and it is a win no matter what happens. No matter what happens, okay, on this journey to become a profitable trader, it's a win no matter what.